We are live. We are direct with Ashley in the cyber building. How are you doing, sister? FB ads expert. You've been killing the game. How are you, sister? Speak to me.
I'm great. I feel like the whiteboard method made me extra clear on what I was offering. So then I was able to also make it extra clear to other people, and that just made a big difference.
Okay, absolutely perfect. So tell them a little bit of where you were before, because we've been in the same world for a little while, right? And I think we've sort of kind of connected in the DMs. So you might have thought, okay, like who is this guy that keeps on connecting in the DMs? But something changed. So tell them where you were like before working together and what made you think of the potential of reaching out. Because I don't think I've even asked you this, like why you reached out. So first of all, where you were and why you reached out.
So we first connected like a year ago. And, I operated for a long time from the mentality of like, I really hate being cold pitched. And you didn't really take that approach. So it made me not want to immediately block you.
Phew! Oh my God, I'm lucky.
I know, it was bad.
I survived the block.
Yeah, and you weren't, I guess like you call it the whole bro marketing thing that I don't like. It's just icky. And you didn't take that approach and you were persistent, right? Had you not have been persistent, then this probably wouldn't be here right now. And then I guess it's been close to a month. It's been about a month now. Got to the point that, what I was doing wasn't giving me the results I wanted. And I figured, why not just try something new?
Okay. What was it about the whiteboard method that was something new? Like, is there an angle that you thought it was new? And then we can speak about how you've implemented it. So what was it that was new about the whiteboard method?
I liked how it broke everything down, right? Where it's very easy, to get so caught up whenever you have an offer, somebody offers you something that's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. It's easy to be like, that's so much money. But whenever it's presented in a way that says, okay, well, you invest this much and look at what your potential could be. And that in the way that it was presented, I think was the way that I was like, that makes sense.
Okay, absolutely perfect. Let's maybe dig into a little bit of how we've used the whiteboard method to just break down the value to your prospects.
Sure.
And then we can maybe so let's just share the screen. Because I think it's important that we show the visual to people. Yeah. Right. So, okay, this is what we have over here. So this is just a little bit with the whole process sheet. Am I okay to show the first slide? Yeah. Sure. I'm okay. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So this is showing like where you were to people. How effective has this been? Like being able to position like where you were, and it was a struggle. It was difficult. Like, how has that resonated with people? Where you showing people where you were in terms of ads?
Yeah. Oh yeah, especially moms, because it just becomes so overwhelming whenever you have, especially little kids. Where in this picture, I had a 2-year-old and a newborn, so it was super, super hard. So being able to be like, "Hey, I've been where you are, and I still did it, and you can too," it's been a game changer.
By the way, you look exactly the same as you in 2015. So, maybe you have a new offer. Hey, how to not age, for the next 10 years. So, that's awesome. You look exactly the same. And so you sort of kind of showing, hey, look, I was where you were in terms of getting no results, correct?
Right.
Laying it out. And then it's almost as though you invested in your education. Mm-hmm. This was a turning point, correct?
Correct. Yeah. It was a solid investment, especially at the time. It's a game changer. It just changed everything.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. This in 2018, you invested in Facebook ads, so you haven't just done this yesterday.
Right.
You are an expert. So it's laying out the process, your $20 a day ad method. It all looks just so well laid out. I can see why they're paying you, sister. I can see because I'm actually enjoying this.
Yeah, it's a solid strategy and it's affordable. It's great.
Yeah, and you kind of go through your results
Mhm.
and things like this. Now, tell me, like after they've gone through like all of this framing, can you feel a change in energy around the prospects? Are they kind of connecting to you more so? Like, speak to me, sister.
Yeah, so the connection grows, but I think more importantly, the trust grows because there's so
Oh,
many, fake marketers out there,
wow.
and people are so skeptical.
Yes. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And then we just go through some case studies. So, client number one, then we
Mhm.
go through like step one, step two, step three, and then we go through the result that they got.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this, like going through case studies. How important is it to tell the case study stories, not the results, but the case study stories? How important is this in terms of the whiteboard method?
Oh man, I think it's probably just as important as the results because you want to connect with the person that you're trying to help. You don't want them to feel like they're just going to be another case study. You want that
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
And
This
I
is
feel like the whiteboard method helps me put it into words.
okay. No, that is the powerful thing over there. No, that's absolutely fantastic. So let's quickly take it off this. Let's stop sharing. Let's kick back into mode here. Talk to them about the result last week. Um, two clients on board, correct? Two clients
Correct.
came on board. Yeah.
Two for
How?
my academy and one for my lower ticket offer.
Oh wow! So how did that come about? Like, explain that process to everyone and how the whiteboard helped with both of those clients that came on for your 5.5K program.
So they at that point they were pretty warm clients
Yep.
because I one of them I had never spoken to before, but she said she's
Okay.
followed me for a while,
Hmm.
and getting them on the call and being able to basically solidify that I am that expert to help you
Hmm.
get make your Facebook ads profitable, and again just being able to lay it out and have the words to build that trust and show the results and build that relationship that's where the whiteboard kind of filled the gap for me.
Okay. Perfect. So just being able to close, to enroll people, just to show the value of what you have
Mhm.
in the lockup.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. I think, and I have to be transparent here. 80% of people are gonna face what we call objections.
Mhm.
So, look, in terms of your program here, you got a brilliant program. Like, what I like is the consistency actually between your process sheet and your actual program sheet. But what happens when they get to the price right at the end of the presentation? So we reach the end of the presentation and they say, I love this breakthrough method, but it's too expensive or not the right time. Where were you before in terms of being able to handle objections? And has the whiteboard method, has that helped at all? It might have, it might not. I've not asked you, but tell me how that went because we have to be honest, 80% of people are going to have some objection, some sort of objection.
Right.
How did you combat that?
So about a week before working with you, and maybe this is what prompted me to reach out, I don't know, but I couldn't sell a $300 offer.
Oh wow.
I mean, they would be like, "That's too expensive," and I wouldn't know what to say. I would be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I guess it's a lot," even though I knew it wasn't, considering the value that's in there. Um, but I think it just comes down to having someone you constantly telling me that what you do is worth what you're charging,
Hmm.
and letting me know that if people really want it, they'll find a way to get it.
Hmm.
So I think maybe where you came in was shifting a mindset, and then the whiteboard kind of gave me a roadmap on how to close the deal, if that makes sense.
Okay, so thank you for laying that out. Let's dig into this. So, for example, did anyone say it was too expensive, and how did you handle that, or what was the objection, and how did you handle it in terms of for the benefit of everybody here?
So I did like what we spoke about, where
Yeah.
if they said, it's a little bit more than I wanted to spend, then it was like, okay, well, let's see how we can get the money. And then that's whenever I let them know, we have in-house financing. If you work for a corporation, sometimes your employer will pay for you to do this because you'll bring them in better results. So it's really just about where, again, this coaching program came in, was just thinking outside of the box, outside of that I can't afford it is different than it's too expensive, right?
Fantastic.
There's two different objections.
Yeah, I mean, and so it's almost as though getting on the right side with your prospect to say, look, how can we potentially solve this together? Would that be fair to say?
Oh yeah.
And so as you haven't closed your mind to the possibilities of finding a solution, but you are saying, hey, look, what are the opportunities there? So yes, right. That is absolutely powerful. So a few more questions.
Sure.
Yeah. And by the way, look, I mean, if there was like one bit of advice that you'd give to someone who was thinking, hey, look, I'm an expert like you, Ashley, and look, I really love to serve like you, Ashley. Like, what was the game changer, like working together that sort of kind of led to you being more confident? How can people get more confident in the sales process?
For me, I probably would have never became more confident if we hadn't worked together. Okay. And I'm not just saying that. It's because I needed that mindset shift, that, someone to come in and be like, you have an offer here, you're undercharging, let's fix that. And so, between not making sales and then you came in with the solutions, it just, again, was like a no-brainer.
Yeah. And I think it's the scope to maybe now you're sort of kind of getting more and more clients in, potential to increase the price, maybe increase the price of your services.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So kind of push things up and then maybe think about delivery in terms of getting, people like results. Why is this the best process? I know we mentioned those bro marketers and things like this. Such a funny term, bro marketer.
It is.
But yeah, why is it the best process for heart-centered coaches and women? Like the best process?
We're talking about the whiteboard method?
Yeah, the whiteboard method, correct. Yeah.
I feel like it teaches you how to sell while making a connection, right? It's not just straight sales, like, okay, here's a presentation, here's a pitch deck. Do you want it? Yes or no? This is like how can we help you? And if you say it's, you can't afford it, how can we help you afford it? Because it's really taking you from one level to a completely different level with your income and your life and all of that.
Yeah. So are we talking about in this world, we are absolutely inundated with AI, with automation and all of the things.
Yeah.
So it's ultimately taking some time out to actually connect, like really be human, really see someone. Is that correct?
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And also it's not like we have a script. So Ashley, what's your biggest pain point right now?
Right.
It's more of a framework that is all about principles, right? Adding value, connection. They're all principles that will never die.
Right.
Yeah. Also, like, what would you say to people who are worried? Because this is a mess. I'm not sure if this was big for you, but we're in a world now where people are thinking more worried about investing in mentors. And like, were you a little bit worried about investing in me? Were you thinking, but like, was that something that came to your mind?
Absolutely.
Because it's real, isn't it? It's real out there. Like we don't know who to trust. But what makes working with me different? Like, what would you say that aspect is?
I felt like before I even gave you any money, you were already so helpful.
Okay.
And because to be honest, like I really wasn't looking to hire a mentor. I just, I figured you were going to be, way out of my price range and blah, blah, whatever. And so when you came at me and I felt like the mentorship was affordable and I felt like, you had already added so much value without being too salesy, it was like, okay, maybe this could work. Because if you could convert me when I really wasn't in the market, I've never hired a coach before.
Oh, what? You've
Never.
Okay,
Never.
but
I've never
no, no,
trusted
but
somebody
okay.
enough.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow.
never.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. All right.
So
Hmm.
it was just the way that you came across that it just resonated, and I just felt like you were genuine, and I knew I just had confidence in you.
Yeah. And I think this is where obviously I've been following your work for such a long time, and you've been doing different sorts of things. And it's almost as though when you see a superstar, someone who really cares about their clients, it's like such a great opportunity to collaborate. And if there's any people out there that need Facebook ads, Ashley is a woman to go to do things in that way that involves connection. She's very meticulous with her work. Here it is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes people think that they might know what the problem is, but it's in their heads, right? And as Tony Robbins says, if you're in your head, you're dead. And so tell me, like in terms of the calls that you've taken and you've closed, how the whiteboard makes the problem clear to prospects. Like, how have you been able to communicate? I'm not sure what you've communicated, but maybe you've communicated that they're not paying enough on their ad budget, or they haven't targeted, like, I don't know. How has the process made it? Because unless we see where we're going wrong, then it's almost as though like we might just create a problem that's not there. But how do you make sure it's the right problem? And how's the whiteboard made that clear?
So we make data-driven decisions, right?
Yes.
And so whenever we look at an ad account, we break it down from what we see. But what the whiteboard method did was, and it was specifically the second part where we go, below the line, above the line, things like that, that we can kind of come up with a custom strategy.
Okay.
And the way that, again, it just lays it out that it's almost the readability is what makes it better.
So are we saying that often people are being delivered things that they don't really need? Like, so it's the personalization of the custom plan that people can see. Either it resonates very quickly, or maybe it doesn't resonate very quickly, because it's a custom plan, you're showing live that you're able to tailor something. So it's almost as though a doctor providing a prescription, correct?
Mhm.
Like, here's where the problem is. I'm going to give you some antibiotics and some penicillin or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And maybe this sort of kind of follows on. How important was the unique solution? So we tapped into your $20 a day Facebook ads method. Like, did they like that? Was it too much money or just about right? Like $20? Have we kind of got the right angle there? Like with the unique method, unique solution?
Yeah. So yeah, the method that we came up with was great. I think a lot of times we can do it for less than $20 a day.
Of course.
But I think $20 a day is a fair expectation of someone to spend on Facebook ads.
Yeah.
So I think coming up with that really helped. And then again, with the whiteboard method, being able to break it down step by step in a way that they can kind of digest it and see the potential.
Absolutely fantastic. Is there anything that you feel called to share? Like before we round off, you feel called to share anything in particular, like in terms of the whole process?
I think that coming from someone that was not even remotely in the market, I wish that I would have done this a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I would say, if you're on the fence, just do it.
Amazing. And let them know how you can help them out there. There's going to be people that watch this, and how can you help people out there? How can people get in contact with you to help them in their business?
Yeah, just connect with me on Facebook and let's take a look at your ad account and see what we can fix.
Amazing. Look, Ashley, it's been an absolute pleasure to connect with you, to learn from you, and to see those indelible post that you put that so creative. Hey, ladies, I'm doing a 7-day trial here. You know, day one, and it's like, oh wow, you're actually sharing, educating. It's edutainment. It's like, okay, what's gonna happen on day two?
Right.
And so it's been a fantastic journey, fantastic to see all of the things. And we haven't even been working together a month yet. I think it's been two, 3 weeks we've been working. Let's hit that 20K month, sister.
Oh yeah, we're headed that way.
Yeah, to 20K month, just to kind of cinch that in, then increase prices, potentially, then look at maybe other areas in which we can sort of kind of fix things up. But yeah, onwards and upwards, sister. Thank you very much for hopping on. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Amazing. And as we do in England, just gonna cheers to you. This is some beautiful Earl Grey. UK tea. Oh yeah, so Earl Grey, cheers, as they say in the UK London town.
All right. Well, thank you.
I toast to you, sister. I toast to you.